I know you about to put up tonight.
Oh, y'all lazy. That's your problem.
I don't want to be the money that night.
Here we go.
I know you guys here. The guys are already talking. Hello, hello, welcome. All right. So, hello guys, welcome everyone. We are about to get started. The live video has ended. Why? Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, E. Hey, Erica. I am trying to get Facebook Live started as well. Welcome, everyone, to my girlfriend's Periscope, the highly anticipated Periscope of the weekend. I have some amazing godly men that'll be here, and I think that it's definitely going to be a treat for you guys. So if you guys can hear me really well, can you type in I can hear you? Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The guys are ready to talk, and we are getting started briefly. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey.
Ready.
Welcome, welcome.
Real ready.
Awesome. I'm so glad you can hear me. So today's Periscope is called What Men Really Think About Women. These guys are prepared to tell the undiluted, non-watered down truth, and I just want to encourage you to prepare your heart. The Bible says a wise man heeds to instruction and seeks godly counsel. So I want you to take out your notes. I want you to share this broadcast with your followers tonight. I definitely think it's something that's going to bless you. First, I want to introduce myself. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Kimberly, and I am the founder of Girlfriends. Girlfriends started with me having an innate desire to help women connect, to break the barrier, to break the fear, the fallacy of connecting with other women, and also a desire to platform healthy women, to platform women that have faced barriers and women that have overcome as well. I think it's important that we showcase women today. I want those that feel like that Girlfriends is something that they'll definitely benefit from to subscribe to my website tonight at www.mygirlfriends.org. If you subscribe immediately, you will receive my free guide on how to overcome jealousy, my own personal story, and how to love jealous women. As well, in addition, you will receive in the morning my live video teaching on becoming a better sister and breaking familiarity. It's a live teaching that my sister Crystal and I, that we taught. We're going to tell our real life story, what we've overcome and what we're still working on today. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the men that are here tonight. We can start with you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Keith Strong. I've been married going on 9 years, 4 children. My profession by day is retail banking management. And in the Lord's house, I am all Lord's house. Come on, somebody. I am all nations worship assemblies male men pastor.
Woo-hoo.
Male men.
Awesome.
Male men.
Right one.
All right.
Please be the right one.
Because no one thinks that man, but we got the male men.
We're going to handle it.
Right. How you doing, everybody? Periscope, Facebook. How y'all doing? My name is Daniel Callahan. I've been married about 8.5 years. I'm a father of 2 lovely little girls. My profession by day is I work in media/advertising in the house of God. Amen. Hallelujah.
Erica to my baby.
I do a few things. I'm an elder in training. I'm part of the music ministry.
He can sing.
Yeah, I sing, play trumpet. Right. We all, in all nations, you're not going to just do one thing anyway. Everybody does a bunch of stuff.
Right.
So this
Exactly.
is a working church.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. Hi, everybody. Periscope, Facebook Live. How's it going? Please share this with all of your followers.
Yes.
Record it. This is going to be amazing. I don't know which camera I want to look at first. So I'm going to look in the middle. I am Ulysses Ruff. By day, I am building America.
Wait, Trump.
Making America great again, everybody.
Wait, you sound like
This
Trump.
man, he's doing it for real.
He voted for Trump.
Listen, I go for the winners. Don't hate me, okay?
This is
He's
such a
playing,
guy.
he's playing.
These are all guys tonight.
He voted for Trump.
I'm a union carpenter by day, and at the church, in the Lord's church,
Most of my
in the
House of God.
in the Most High, the holiest of
Out
high.
of the Bible.
I am an elder there. I am a pastor of life groups. I teach new images.
Oh, just hold it.
He about to give a full list. Watch it.
No, just like Danny said, if you're a leader and elder in any capacity, you're just not doing one thing.
That's true.
You're being stretched in many different areas. So, but my most I guess prolific role right now is pastor of life groups. So.
Awesome. So I want to welcome the men here. I want to thank you so much for coming to share. I want to briefly explain the reason why I decided to do this Periscope called What Men Really Think About Women. I feel like if you're anything like me, there is a groaning, there's a desire that is going on in women. I really honestly feel like that this is the year of the woman, and this is the year where women are reinventing themselves, where women are becoming more innovative. And if you're anything like me, there is a desire to become better. I would have never, ever, probably in a million years, placed myself in the front of being ready to receive constructive criticism from men of God. But if you're anything like me, you're ready for change. Your passion begins to stir on the inside of you, and you're trying to find out how to get there. I want to let you know one of the ways that you get there is by really looking in the mirror, seeing who you are, seeing your strengths and weaknesses, and facing them head on. So for me, when the guys give their insight, I am going to as well posture myself as a student, because I'm ready to learn and I'm ready to hear what they have to say. So we're going to start off with the first question, guys. So the first question is, and whoever want to answer first, what are some of the common weaknesses that you've noticed in single women that are looking to be married?
So you single women in the church or single women?
I want you to get both perspectives. So I want you to specifically talk about single women in the church, okay? And I want you to just point to the weaknesses that you've seen in single women, and especially the ones that are looking to date, because I think that we do have a lot of ones on here that do desire to be married. I don't think it's a bad thing, but I do think that there are some aspects in us that need to improve. So whomever wants to go first.
We're gonna go this way. We'll start this. Really? Gonna bounce back.
Didn't I tell you he was gonna answer everything first?
He'll get the next question. We're gonna like a
Okay.
tennis match.
Okay.
So weaknesses in single women.
Yeah.
I think one of the main things that single women are that I see is them just trying to do too much. You know, they're trying to put themselves out there before that they're ready.
Okay.
Them not having any discipline or not showing the right attributes, so to speak.
Okay.
So what am I saying with that? You know, you can tell a real woman from a girl right away.
Good. Okay.
You can have a conversation with them, and within the first 5 minutes, you're like, okay, either they're a prospect or all of their profession shows up the first 5 minutes in the conversation.
So what are some of the things that a godly man will be looking for in the first 5 minutes of the conversation?
Well, first of all, she has to be about her business.
Good. Okay.
Got to be about her business. So, for one, we're gonna get to the prayer life and all that other stuff.
Okay.
But like within the first 5 minutes, I want to make sure that she has a career.
Good. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Her money got to be right.
Come on, it's
Listen,
keep your
That's
money right.
good. That's really good.
Right. She has to add to what I'm trying to accomplish.
Good. And they are all married, happily married men, guys.
Listen,
yes, they
my
are.
wife is gonna kill me. I don't think I did it
Please
in my
give a
introduction.
shout out to your wives.
Yes.
They have amazing
Married,
wives.
going on 14 years.
Woo!
Come on,
Yes.
14. All right. I think I'm the Trump on them. And I have 3 wonderful boys.
Yes.
2 teenagers and a toddler.
Yes.
So
Amen.
I might know what I'm talking about.
Okay, that's really good, Ulysses. I really love the fact, and I want you guys to piggyback off that. 2 of the things he said, that has their own money and they do have their own career. I really love that, because a lot of women out here, we kind of seek to be saved. So I want you guys to give your perspective.
Wait, let me go. Piggyback off of Elder Ulysses. This is the thing. Women in the church either too thirsty or they not thirsty enough.
Wow.
Listen.
Because they not thirsty enough. Like, if you've been single for 10 years and you not, I mean, you know, ain't nobody say flirt. But look, I mean, ain't nobody say throw yourself out there, but be presentable. Let men know that you are available.
Wow.
But let them know you are available, but not in a whole way. You know, just,
Okay.
I'm single and I'm looking, or you know, be inviting. So
What's the difference, Keith, between a single woman or them putting themselves out there like a whore?
Well, those are the ones that's the thirsty ones.
Okay.
Oh, those are the ones that come up like they going. You know, they be real thirsty. They want to be seen. They wear the tightest clothes. They always in somebody's face. They're the ones you got to stay away from.
Okay.
So here's the deal. When it comes to speaking of women in the church, single women in the church, there's a heavy preoccupation just in the church in general with marriage, with a lot of and when I say preoccupation, I mean from the moment that they realize they're nearing the age of, well, you know, I can be married.
Okay.
That becomes the main focus.
Okay.
They're like leaping over an entire section of their lives. So, in perspective, the minute that they're of age, it's you got to get married, you got to find a man.
Okay.
And there's no focus on developing the single part of their life.
Wow.
So you have
That's good.
the focus goes completely to marriage. There's no focus on self-development. There's no focus on career development. There's no focus on, and this isn't true of everybody, but it's true of a lot. So the focus becomes marriage, but it's the end result instead of the preparation for it.
Can I hop in?
Okay.
Now, what he mean by that is the ones that are not prepared are the millennial women. Them be the laziest ones,
Wow.
no careers, don't got no credit, the millennials. But the ones who are older seem to have better credit,
Okay.
more going for themselves, has a career, is educated. But it's them new millennials, them church ones, them the lazy ones. They don't got nothing going for themselves but a pretty face. I'm sorry. But that's the truth. But
that's really good.
but
Listen,
like he said,
we can rest right here. Because let me tell you something. Ain't nobody. Now listen to what I'm saying. Ain't nobody is coming on a white horse in the cavalry coming to save your tail from anything. It is too many of them millennials. They want everybody to take care of them.
Yeah.
I want the government to take care of me. Listen, they don't even want to work.
Wow.
They want to go to work, but they don't really want to work.
and they can't cook or clean.
Right.
Right.
Right. So they want their boss to take care of them. They want the government to take care of them. They want Social Security to take care of them. The Bible says, listen, you need to deliver yourself, okay?
Wow.
Deliver your own self. Proverbs 6:3. Read it, all right?
That's amazing. Anything else that you guys want to piggyback off?
I think a good way to wrap that up, and I don't know if we are wrapping that question, but a good way to wrap it up is just to, we have to enjoy and develop the moment that we're in. Like, if you're trying to skip steps, then you're going to be incomplete. It's like, you know, I've seen, I mean, you can look on Facebook and you can see people who are just miserable because they're not married. Yeah. And you could be spending time developing relationships. I mean, you have a girlfriend scope that you do frequently where you're talking about these things where it's like you could be developing friendships, going on trips, all these things, mind you, when you get married you can do, but enjoy, like it's not, I think the deal is we tend to look at marriage as it's the next level. Like if you're single, you're not you're below. You're below a level.
Yeah,
like
good.
it's not a graduation.
You know what it is?
It's another aspect of life.
Wow.
Well, it all depends on how you phrase it.
That's
because
maturity.
because if you look into the black church, them women love the first lady look with the red bottoms. They just want to be married so bad. They don't understand how much work it takes, and they want to be like somebody. But you don't know what it took. I want to be like you and Tiff. Well, 5-6 years ago, you wouldn't want to be like me and Tiff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What I was going through. So you're looking at the product now, but you're not looking at what took us to get here. So most of the black church phenomenal women, they like you said, they're not prepared, but then they idolize marriage, and then they become bad wives.
They just need to take their time and enjoy the process.
And that's how you end up with bad marriages.
Yeah.
Because then resentment sets in.
That's
you have
true.
people who
Yep.
didn't take time to enjoy their singleness. So now they realize, I miss having my own space. I miss having my own time, doing what I want to do when I want to do it.
good.
Because you didn't take the time to enjoy being single. And now that you didn't spend any time being in the moment, now you're married and you don't like his face. You don't like the space that you're in. You don't like anything about your life because you didn't have a single one.
Okay. Wow, that's really good.
So he had another question. He said they skipped a moment. So millennials always skip the process of building their lives. Some of them, most of them, to marriage. But then you have the ones. What's millennials? Then you have the
Generation X.
Generation X, where they're well put together. They have degrees.
I'm one of them.
They have they have
Okay.
degrees they're put together, but what they do is they try to build a man. Generation X
Can you
women.
talk about that, Keith? What does that look like?
Generation X love building men.
Wow.
You see a man, you see his potential. You can't marry a man based off his potential, or they try to build him. I'm gonna let I see potential. I'm gonna dress him nice.
Yeah.
Look who came in the
We got
building.
Jamal in the building, everybody, the bishop himself.
He's a date. This is what he do for a time. This is what he do. So Generation X, they love building men.
Wow.
They want to mold them into what they look like. They want to. If you met him with bad credit, he wasn't working. It ain't gonna change. If you know how to count bills, just because you don't want to be alone, they end up trying to build a man, and whatever. You can't build him because it'll never work out. You're going to always be his mother.
Wow.
That's what's going to end up.
Wow. That was really, really good. We just capped off, for those of you that have just joined, talking about the common weaknesses that we see in single women that desire to be married. Now, we're going to move on to the next question. I want to welcome my brother, Pastor Jamal Miller.
You know the famous ones always come late.
Oh, Lord.
This is all good, though.
So you can feel free, Jamal, to jump in whenever you want. So the next question, women, and I want you to take notes tonight, is what are the common weaknesses that you see in married women? And also, how could we become better wives? So whoever want to start first with that question. How can we become better wives, and what are the common weaknesses that you see in married women?
Okay, so some of the most common women I see in married women, the church is general, but our church is majority 90% black. And I grew up in the black church, so that's all I kind of pretty much know.
Okay.
But women who are saved do not know how to submit.
Wow.
So they think being submissive or being submission is controlling. So they don't really know. So they always fight that. For your first 4 years or 5 years, you always fighting that. He can be right, he can be wrong, but he's your husband, he's your head, so you need to submit. So those one of the favors of when women get married, learning what submission looks like.
Okay.
What it biblically and just not, because honestly, I've seen more secular couple women submit to their husbands more than church women submit to their own husbands.
Wow. Wow.
And I could, throw it. I think another weakness I see in married women is knowing how to lead alongside their husbands, right?
That's good.
We see in our nations, a lot of women have we preach it. Every person has a purpose. There's no, God shows no favoritism, right, between a man or a woman. But I think the concept of, between the balance of, I know I need to be submitted. I know I need to listen to him. I need to follow him. But then there are moments in the times where the man is not doing what he's supposed to be doing, right? And they end up usurping his authority and taking the leadership charge. versus knowing in the right time how to be sensitive to what God's doing in their husband's life to then be able to lead alongside him. Because what most women will do is just like, if you're not gonna do nothing, then I'm gonna do it, and I'll take over, and that what that does is that does not show the example that Christ wanted to show between his relationship with him and the bride, right? And so I think that whole concept of learning how to lead alongside your husband is a major weakness, but I think it's because they truly were not able to model that in their single season, right? And so it's like, okay, whenever I'm in my single season, how do I allow my brothers and allow the men around me to have that place of not dominance, but a place of authority in my life, while also be respecting them, but also me being able to have my area. But I think it's the men's fault as well, because I'm not going to just blame it all on women, but I think men not truly being able to value the woman and being able to give her rightful place to be able to lead in that secure place. So I always bring it back, is when men are secure, women can be secure. When men are insecure, women will struggle with theirs, because they're always like, okay, what do I be? Do I be insecure alongside you, or do I be secure as well?
There's that carryover again from when you're not whole in your singleness.
Right.
Like for what you mentioned, operating in the full aspect of love. And so what stands out in that is patience. There's that impatience to get married. That's not going to end when you get married. That impatience carries over. So I'm not seeing the results I want to see. It's not the way I thought it was going to be. You become impatient, and it becomes that I'll just do it.
Right.
You know, and that just carries over. If you've got to settle that and fix those things before you enter a marriage with someone else.
Wow.
So
I want to change directions a little bit, right? And so I understand that's some of the weaknesses that you guys see is not being submissive and submitted. Some of the weaknesses that I've seen and that could possibly help married women to be better wives is, for one, I think the issue could be finances that I'm seeing.
Okay.
They need to be on the same page as it pertains to their finances.
Okay.
Jesus told them that you cannot serve God and mammon, right? Okay, so it wasn't a choice or a difference between serving God and the devil. And that word mammon, if you really look it up, it's the god of wealth, right? And so if you look at he said the root or money, the love of money, right, is the root of all evil. So if we're talking about all evil, that's everything. That's putting everything under one big umbrella, right? So if we're talking about, he said that the love of money is the root of all evil, then in order for wives to be better submitted and just really being cohesive, I think they got to be on the same page as it pertains to the finances, because the enemy does and will cause friction when the money is not right. Right? So if he's bringing in a little bit less, or she's bringing in a little bit more, you know, there's friction. Or if there's lack thereof in some places, or for men, because God has innately put it in us to be providers, when we have lack of, we fall short in other areas of our lives as well. So if we don't grab the maturity of what God called us to be and walk in our true identity, when the finances starts to get a little tricky and a little funny, you know, you got problems. So you got to be on the same page. Or, hey, if we're going to say we're going to save this amount, you got to be true to it. You got to stick to it. You can't make compromises just because one spouse makes more than the other. I just see that finances being a big wedge that causes division in a lot of marriages.
One last thing.
Okay.
One big thing that causes a lack of marriage in church people, what women do, when they get mad, they ain't giving their husband no sex.
Okay.
A lot of church women good for that, because you got to understand. You need the old saints to tell them it might be a little rude, but what you do is you can't have your man out here thirsty. A lot of church women, if you're not doing what you want, which is witchcraft, if you're not doing what you want and how you want it, you take it away from him. Yeah. But you gotta understand is you open the door to the devil to come in, because you got your man out here thirsty, and what you won't do, somebody else will.
That's good.
So women don't, and then they say I'm just saying what you won't do, somebody else will. So either the lack thereof, even not giving enough sex, or even just boring sex, like church women. I mean, you're gonna go to hell to spice it up a little bit, or let's try something new. You know what I'm saying? And if Pops, you watching this, we go try something new, holy. You know, because you know, try something new, holy. No whips, no costumes.
What's new?
Is your inbox not full, sir?
Okay.
So
please empty your inbox.
So that's another thing church women do, or you know what, Kimmy too? They be freaks and hoes before they get married, but when they get married, they get bored. You be like, but you was the whole
That's good.
We met in the club.
You was the whole day. Can we get married? Then you don't want to give it up. It's like, you can't. It's they do that though.
Keep it consistent.
And I think another weakness we can also talk about is comparing your marriage to other marriages.
That's a big one.
I think that right there is a major one that begins to take a play to change your perspective. Because the moment your perspective is shifted, it's going to be your reality. And so if your perspective is, my marriage needs to look like theirs, or my marriage needs to look like theirs, why doesn't he do that? Why doesn't she? Why can we have that kind of money? Why can't we have that kind of, why can't we do, have that position at the church? And then you begin to see your marriage as that their marriage is better because of the things that they have, or things that they do, or the things that the husband does or the wife does. If you have to eliminate that, and you've got to see your marriage as your marriage. And the reality is, I mean, being in this business and being in this ministry for the years I've been in it, there is not one relationship that is the same. No one shoe fits all. The thing that works for your marriage may not work for somebody else's marriage. The things that work for your friend's marriage, your sister girlfriend's marriage, may not be the thing that works for yours. And that's why you have to come back to the Word of God. What does the Bible teach that are the foundational principles for a healthy marriage, and base your relationship off of that? It's okay to get advice and get wisdom, but be very careful that you don't get so much from other people versus the Word of God and the Holy Spirit that you begin to compare your marriage to theirs to the degree that you begin to automatically feel that your marriage will never be what you would desire for it to be. And that's probably because you're putting it up against someone else that has components and has natures and situations that are completely different from yours. Because I've met different women. Every woman has a different nature, different experiences, different backgrounds, different outlooks, and that all affects how they treat their husband, and the same thing for the man. And so I guarantee you, most of you women out here, you see another man's marriage or another person's marriage, you're going to be like, oh, I wish I could have that. Nah, you don't know what she had to go through with that man to get to where she at. You don't know the prayers. You don't know the hell that she had to go through. You don't know it. But all you know is just the good, the glamour, because we are a social media society. And social media only shows you the glim and the glamour. It doesn't show you the hell, the bad, the trash on the ground, the stuff on the crease in the corner. They don't show you none of that. They only show you the good that you want to see so you can like it and keep it moving, right? And that's not real life. And so stop basing your marriage off of social media. Stop basing your marriage off of these people's blog statuses, these people's pictures they posted on Facebook. Cut that mess and look at your marriage from real life. And one thing we teach our singles is do not allow yourself to become so inspired by these social media couples. Get into some real couple lives.
It's not real life.
Go spend a weekend at a couple's house, and you'll see marriage for real.
With children.
With children. Ask them, can I come live with you for 4 days? Make sure you leave, though. Can I come live with you for 4 days? Because right now, I'm just really thirsty for a relationship, and I just think that it's all fairy tale. Is it true? Can I come live with you? And they'll get you straight for real quick, right?
Awesome.
They're
That's
not
so good,
showing you their marriage. They're showing you nice pictures.
It's not real life
The
at all.
representatives of what they want you to see.
And let me say this too, just along the lines of when issues arise in a marriage, one of the main problems and weaknesses that tend to happen with a lot of wives is when things come up, whether it's finances, whether it's emotional problems, anything like that. The first place they go is usually not their husband. They'll go to a girlfriend, someone else, and they're venting to them about it instead of to the person you should have brought it to in the first place. And when you think about the word submission, okay, let's think about when you submit an application. People, when they think of submission, they think think, oh, okay, submission means that I'm a slave to my husband. When you submit an application, you deliver it to something. You give it to something. If you're submitting yourself or
That's
submitting
so
your
good.
heart to your husband, you're bringing it to him. You're opening it up to him. That means if there's something going on in your heart that he's unaware of, don't expect him to know it. You have to present it
That's
to him.
so
Submit it to him.
Yes.
You're submitting yourself to everybody else but your husband.
Wow, that is so
That's
good.
real good.
I want to piggyback off that. While we're talking about that, I want to ask you guys, how does a married woman get through difficult times in their relationship? If you can give married women practical advice on here, what would you give them? How do they get through difficult hurdles in their relationship, in their marriage, in their home,
Well,
whatever it would be?
I think one of the ways would be having real girlfriends.
Yeah.
That's it.
Healthy women.
That's good.
Real girlfriends. Healthy women. Healthy
That's so
women that can
good.
give them good advice.
Mhm.
Right.
And if
Right.
if you say you call your girlfriend, you spazzing out, you cussing about him, and your girlfriend like, first of all, just calm down. You shouldn't be cussing because you saved. You want somebody that's gonna keep you accountable. And somebody who will give you, not going to be biased, and that's going to tell you if you're wrong. Like, girl, I'm sorry, but you are dead wrong. You need to go back and apologize to your husband because that's unbiblical, or you shouldn't be acting that way as a wife and as a woman of God. So you need healthy, saved women around you that's going to give you, that's going to be real with you and not be biased.
And I'm gonna jump in. If there's any men listening to this, you a single man or you a husband, I wouldn't trust a woman that don't have friends. All right, I wouldn't trust a woman that does not have healthy friends.
Cause she
good.
clingy.
No one like
Cause she clingy, and when you out with your buddies, she looking at you like you crazy. I'm like,
Right.
look, go with your girlfriends. I'm with my
so
guys,
true.
because then they be looking at you like, where you going? I mean, I'm not finna, I stay with you 2 nights. I mean, I'm finna go with the fellas. So you gotta give your man what they say. Absence make the heart fond, and let me miss you for a little bit. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I'm coming back
good.
home to you tonight.
And so,
That's
I mean,
good.
just to bounce off of that, the reason why it's so important for you to have a healthy community is because your husband cannot be your everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
He cannot meet all of your needs. He cannot be the one that you go to for every situation, every time. Why? Because he's a man. And the reality is that he has limitations, just like every other person in your life will have.
Good.
And the thing is that this is what makes you go to God, number one, right? But then also go to others, because it protects you and your husband from it becoming idol worship, where you begin to depend on each other for everything, to the degree that the moment that one of you hurts each other, you are in a moment of where your whole life is over, everything is ruined because you got nobody else to go to. Your husband say something to you bad, your whole life is just ruined and destroyed because you begin to worship everything he's doing, and you're idolizing him to the degree that now he can say something to you and make you want to go slit your wrist.
Yeah.
That's not healthy. You should be able to go through a hard moment, him say something to you, and you may not have the moment where your husband may be having a hard time, and he may not be the one that can walk you through it. You should be able to go to some girlfriends, your close circle, close community that you trust. Now, I'm going to talk about trust for a moment. How do you build trust in relationships? It's like the hokey pokey. All right, you put your right foot in, you put your right foot out. And what you got to do when it comes to girlfriends, I know a lot of you like, well, I don't know who I can trust. Well, I'm not telling you to go day one, telling them everything. Give them a little bit, right foot in, right foot out, and see how they handle your little bit of information. And then if they handle it well, you give them a little bit more. And before you know it, you all in. And it's a process. We're not telling you to trust immediately, but you got to be able to trust outside of your husband. And don't think that he's the only person that's going to have the answers.
Yes.
Because a lot of our fears is if I tell someone, they going to put my business on Jump Street, and before you know it, everybody going to know what's going on in my household. No, that's the reality. Is it's the risk of relationship. Your husband can do the same thing. He can go be telling your business to everybody else. If you don't want that, then don't be in relationships with people, and that's dysfunctional. So I can go. I mean, but yeah, that's a big piece.
I mean, that's it. That's everything.
Yeah.
In order for wives to have successful times when they're going through difficulties, they gotta have a healthy community. It has to be healthy, because if you go into isolation and if you go into your own thoughts and your own processes and your own ideas and ideologies and your past experiences, you're gonna be tore up. You gotta have a healthy community. I think that's the answer.
Yeah.
That has to be the answer.
We can also talk about prayer, how essential prayer is, and having a relationship with God. because I mean I think that's going to be your grounding place as a woman, being able to get on your knees, because I think a lot of times that's what's lacking. I think that's a big weakness as well. How often are you laboring in prayer for your husbands? How often are you interceding for your husbands? I know one of the greatest cries and sounds in my house is when I hear my wife praying for me. That right there, I mean, that's better than her saying I mean, I can't even. It's almost close to whenever she quieting the babies. I mean, it's just like, but that sound of her praying for me is one of the best sounds I can hear. And that could be another thing as well that you make sure you have in your life.
Now, this is another thing. You talking about prayer. Most common in churches are too. We have women who are saved, but their husbands are not. So the thing would be, if your husband is not saved, how can you pray for him and still submit to a man who is not saved? Because if you do not submit to him, unbiblically, you're not being a biblical wife. So not only, because that happens, that percentage is very high. You have a lot of women who are saved, who are in leadership, but their husband is not saved, or he's a Muslim, or he's something else. So the thing is, how can you pray for that man and still submit to him at the same time, according to the script, the word of God that you believe, and still submit and not treat him any different? It's going to be hard, but it's really, that's faith. You need faith.
The only way you can make it through that is prayer and a relationship with God. And being able to, because the thing is, whenever you even talk to your girlfriends in your community, you got to be careful not to dishonor him. There's a way to exchange information and be able to talk about what's going on without dishonoring. You ain't got to dishonor. You ain't got to bash him. You can say what he said and what he did, but you don't got to dishonor him. You know when you get into negativity and dishonor, because that thing will begin to create it begins to program your mind to see him a certain way. And the reality is, as your wife, is there anybody that should be wanting to see the good come out of him, it should be you. Your girlfriend shouldn't be having the one to have to do that. You should be able to say, but girl, I know that he's going to do this. I know he's going to do that. And your girlfriend should be supporting you to be able to help you to see the truth. Because they shouldn't, unless it's getting into a grounds of where it's possibly, what's the word I'm looking for? Where it's abusive, or if it comes to get into the grounds of possibly even physical abuse. No, you need to get, you need to make
help.
sure.
911. 911. Please.
But when it comes to like, if it's like, verbal, or y'all just having hard situations, be wise about how you communicate it. That's why I say go to God first, so you can get your heart right, and then you go share with a girlfriend so they can be able to help support you in the action plan that God has given you.
That is good. That is so good. We're going to go to the next question. No, that's really good. I want to talk about a rather sensitive subject. I've had this conversation so many times with women, and not as sensitive as you think, Keith. But I've had this conversation so many times with other women. The question is, what do you think about black men marrying outside of their race? Now, this is what I'm going to say. I'm not racist by any means necessary, and I know that it is not the color that matter, but I've heard so many women say that black men marry outside of their race once they get to a place where they are successful or they have established as well. So I want to talk about that. And the part B to that question is, are black women stigmatized? What does social media show? What is your undiluted thought about that? Because I've had conversations with women where they've talked about black women are portrayed, for the majority of us, that we are mean. For the majority of us, that we are disrespectful. So I want you guys to piggyback off that. What's your thought in regards to that? Dating outside of your race, and are black women stigmatized?
Okay, so I'm going to kick that off. I believe that first of all, I'm black. My wife is black. I love my black queen. Ooh. But if you want to date outside your race, that's fine. I do believe that I see more black high school men dating white women. That's more common. Even in high school, they're you know what I mean, dating racially, interracial dating. Yeah. So my thing is, black women are stigmatized, especially if you're successful, because most of if they're successful already, they act like they don't need a man. That's one thing they do. Okay. Number two is they're disrespectful. A lot of black women don't know how to be quiet, and they don't know how to be submissive. A lot of black guys say that white women are more submissive, or I've heard that a lot, or they're more caring, or whatever the case may be. But I do think that white women can be disrespectful and unsubmissive as well. But the trend is changing, because Olivia Pope got black sisters wanting white men now. So it's like it's all switching up now. So it's kind of like, And then women got a good point. Black men, most black men ain't got good credit. They ain't got no car. All they good is for sex. So they like, I might as well go to a white man. He got his degree, he got his business, he got good money, and it ain't always about the looks and the sex. So everybody is. The interracial dating is really common on the male side and the female side. So, but men do it because.
Is it a color thing, or is it the characteristics? What they're going about, like.
Okay. They don't want no drama. I'm sorry. They don't want no drama. They don't want no baby daddy. Some
so
guys.
Are black women portrayed as being, for the majority, we're talking about, like dramatic and.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, so
absolutely.
First of all, I'm a product of an interracial marriage, so I have no issues with it. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't because of that.
Exactly.
But it all goes back to motive. Like when we talk about, okay, someone having a problem with someone else marrying or dating interracial, there's no problem with it on the surface, but why are you doing it? I've seen people say, oh, I'm done with black men, or I'm done with black women. As if you've dated the full spectrum of black men.
All of them.
So it's really, logically, it's a really stupid statement. So now if you're dating outside of your race because you are upset, maybe you should change
scenery.
Maybe you should change your scenery. Where are you dating? You can have the same exact problem with another race if you're dating on the same level.
Good.
It's so if your motive is, I'm going to start dating someone white because I'm sick of black, and you've only dated 3 black men. Well, if anybody took science in high school, that's a pretty bad base to start from, like 4. That's a bad control.
And they all there.
So it's like,
Ray, Raekwon. Of course, if you
dated in the same area.
They from the hood, you gonna get the same thing. Duh.
So like it all goes back to motive. If you're dating someone outside of your race because you fell in love with this person, you met this person, you're being unfair to that person. By the way, you're dating you're dating an idea that this race is going to treat me better. But that person has a name, that person has a heart, that person has a whole life. But you're looking at them because it's something different than what you had before, because you had bad relationships.
So from the women's perspective, I know when they see, when they see black men with white women, their rejection starts showing hardcore.
Okay.
And then they feel as if it's something within them that's inadequate in some way or some fashion. But at the end of the day, love has no color, has no race, it doesn't see color. So I think they're just looking for the one that matches them. They're looking for the one that they're most compatible with. And if they happen to be white, they happen to be white. If they happen to be Puerto Rican, I got a Puerto Rican and black one. So it's not all about race. But I know when black women see it, they're like, oh, he couldn't find no black man. Well, I mean, he couldn't find no black woman. And so it's like, well, a real strong black man, he does desire to be with a black woman.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted.
Okay.
He does desire it, but because the compatibility fell where it fell, it's not her fault and it's not his either.
Okay.
So don't hold them accountable and throw darts and triggers at them because...
So you guys are saying that black women are stigmatized, and it is one of the ways that I see is that it being portrayed through social media. How should black women respond to that? How should black women respond to it? In terms of, so you guys did agree that African American women are stigmatized, and that there seems to be characteristics in white women that black women doesn't necessarily have for the majority.
I mean, you almost have to give
But they try to look like white women when they get that Remy down their back. I mean,
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, you have to.
Sometimes.
Here's where it comes from. And you have to give a whole history lesson to know why this was placed on black women. I mean, from the beginning.
It's history.
I mean, it's history. It's you attack someone, you beat them down, you take everything from them, and then they have to fight and claw and scratch their way to be relevant. And then you say, "Oh, look at you! You're an angry person." It's like,
wow.
it's pretty unfair. And a lot of times you'll see, or let's take a scenario. If you attack someone, you're constantly attacking them, and they decide to fight back, and then you step back and go, wow, you're an angry person. Well, that's not anger. That's someone trying to survive, trying to fight back. So
Wow.
I don't think it's fair where it comes from. You know, I don't think, and it didn't start with black men. That I honestly, it started from a racist standpoint.
Okay.
And then, unfortunately, a lot of black men have adopted it. And that's the unfortunate part, that we've actually a lot of men have bought into that attitude that wasn't even started by our own community. So that's what's the real unfortunate thing about it.
Okay. Wow.
I think the major key is taking personal responsibility, right? The reality is that the hand we've been dealt is the hand we've been dealt. Because you can ask the same question about black men, the stigmatization of black men.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, being a black male, I grew up with a 2 parents, teacher, blue collar, general worker in a middle class neighborhood, only black family there. So I never really experienced any type of issues growing up, right? And it wasn't until I got to Chicago that I began to see the stigmatization in a very strong way.
Wow.
And for me, I couldn't. I remember one time getting stopped by a police officer, and he looked at me and it was kind of like, and I was like, "How you doing, sir?" And he's like, and he was thrown off by my immediate "Hello, how are you?" And he immediately knew that I was not like anybody, the regular people he probably stopped in that neighborhood. And immediately I knew I'm not going to sit here and be mad or upset, but I can tell he was like, he wanted to kind of be his normal self, but I kind of tricked him off guard a little bit.
Yeah.
And the reality is I can't be mad that this police officer every single day is having to deal with people that look like me and that possibly treat him like trash. And
Wait, what are you doing?
Hold on, that's what I'm saying. And so what I'm saying is I take responsibility for the reality of what's happened and what's been done in our society. And then in the same token, what we have to do is when I'm saying taking personal responsibility, I'm saying I cannot sit back and be like, oh, let me try to defend all what's happened and what's going on. What I'm saying is I'm not going to sit here and try to defend myself. I'm not going to sit here and try to do X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do what's best for me in this moment and take responsibility for my situation. And so versus what we've done is and so the same thing for black women, it's like they try to, it's this moment of, okay, I'm going to try to defend, I'm going to try to do X, Y, and Z to try to stand outside and try to do more than what needs to be done. Take personal responsibility for you and for your actions. And that's what I'm simply saying. What I'm saying is I know that there's injustice all around.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's what they've been doing is not wrong. What I'm simply stating, there's facts behind all of this. When it comes from slavery to history points, we've got to take responsibility for us. And the thing is that what I'm seeing is that we're constantly trying to fight back. We're constantly trying to fight back when the Bible tells us that revenge is not for our job. It is not our job to get revenge and try to go back. And what I'm saying is I'm kind of bringing this almost the race thing back into this conversation. Mm-hmm. But it's not our job to try to be revenge. It is the Lord's job to avenge us and stand up for us. And as believers and Christians, we have a voice. And sometimes our voice is sometimes better going to Him and asking Him to give us the ability to stand firm. So as a woman, what I'm saying is that you are playing a history card that's going way back before you. And because
with women, there's a light skin, dark skin complex.
Yes.
And that thing is serious. If I'm dark and I don't feel light enough, he won't want me because I'm not light skinned or I don't look white. Mm-hmm. So that thing has been rooted in women, and they got documentaries and people.
Very true.
Like they did a documentary, a little girl, a black girl, she rather play with the white baby doll than the dark skinned baby doll because it's more accepted. Mm-hmm. So when she see her brother with a white woman, they mad. And it is a strong spirit of rejection because why you don't want us? Because I'm too dark, I'm not light enough. Mm-hmm. So that thing, it really, like he picked off, and it really does have a lot to do with race and the perception of the black woman, and women have been suppressed for a long time, white and black. You know what I'm saying? Especially the black woman and stuff like that. So everything has a lot to play with what the woman views, how she views a man, or for instance, like black men were taken out of homes. You know what I'm saying? If women want food stamps, that black man can't be there.
He can't.
Let me say this. When it comes to, like, I think what we're all hitting on is there's a lot of things that are brought into relationships because, like, you think about all these things that have happened, these problems that have existed throughout history. Mm-hmm. But what happens is no one is getting healed from all of this stuff. A lot of this stuff is generational. Mm-hmm. A lot of this stuff is trauma just from their childhood. I mean, you've got stuff that's been carried over from generation to generation, attitudes, spirits that have been just carried over from parent to parent, and there is no healing that is going on.
Yeah.
And no one's getting healed in their singleness, and that just carries over to marriage. And so you were talking about personal responsibility. There's this other thing where it's like we don't get healed. Like everything's okay. We don't need to talk about this.
Okay.
We don't need what do I need to get healed from? I'm a strong person. A lot of times, and strength is a very good thing. But a lot of times we use strength as an excuse to cover up those areas that have not been healed.
Okay.
It's a lot of women who have
That's
these
good.
shells that are camouflage, and like these hard shells that
That's
are covering
good.
up areas that have not been healed, haven't been touched, looked at, and it's because it's sensitive to go into those areas to talk about them. You go into trauma, you go into
That's good.
to old behaviors, and it's you ask someone to go there and they immediately lash out at you because you ask them to go to a sensitive place. A lot of people, there's a lot of pride that shell is made of pride and hurt and anger. So a lot of the stigmatism comes from just a lot of women who just aren't healed.
That's good. That's good. So we're going to, I'm going to talk about our last question. I love the fact that Danny talked about unhealed women, and sometimes that strength is perverted, and sometimes that I want to talk to women that are on here today that are strong. It's okay to be strong, but there's something I want you to evaluate where your strength comes from, the source of it, the origin of it, the characteristics of it, and then and also to go from there. So we're going to wrap this up with one last question, and I'm going to have the guys take 1 minute, 1 minute each to give their viewpoint on the last question. Now, the last question is, what irritates you most about women? And we're going to start with you, Ulysses. What is the biggest irritant? What is the Achilles
Pick
tendon?
one, right?
Strong word.
What is your Achilles tendon in regards to women? And Ulysses, you can
women-
start with this
okay,
one.
wait.
What?
Okay. All women, church women.
The first thing that comes to your head, because we have a mixed audience here. So first thing that comes to your head that irritates you about women.
Oh gosh. This is hard, but if I could, the thing that irritates me, and this is just me and my personal opinion.
Oh yeah.
The woman that's trying to do too much.
Okay.
So she's trying to do too much, and she's trying to overcompensate some of those areas in her life where she's weak in. She's doing too much in her attitude and the way that she carries herself. So she's looking stank and mean all the time.
Okay.
So I don't want to take them all, but the woman that's doing too much in the wrong way is the most irritating.
They're asking you, Ulysses, to elaborate a little bit much. Are you talking about an attitude? Are you talking about a personality trait? What does doing too much look like to you?
Doing too much. So
In regards to what?
unapproachable. You
Good.
know? Women that's walking around like if I say hello to them or if I try to approach them, I gotta shield myself, or they carrying a knife. So I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with you?
Just because he said hello don't mean he wants you. He just being
Wow.
nice. He just said hello. He
We
don't
have
mean
to protect ourselves too, especially as married men. I don't know when we
just
get
because
off of that.
he opened the door don't mean he wants you. He
But
just
it's like, that's how we were raised.
Yeah.
You say hello, you speak, you hold doors.
He don't want you. Just being nice.
Somebody said tread lightly, but don't tread lightly. That's good.
Please,
Why do we misinterpret that, Keith?
Cause you religious. A lot of religious women misinterpret. They religious. Like, just I open the door, I'm being a gentleman. But a lot of them think like, girl, you tried to hide. No, I was just being nice. So it could be religious. It could think you think highly of yourself than what you really are. Cause to me, you could be ugly and I'm just being nice. So you think highly of yourself than what you really are. So
Okay. All right, Danny, what irritates
Do it
you?
too
Danny?
Okay,
Too much.
Y'all have to go back and read.
Oh, God.
all right.
Danny,
So
what
listen.
irritates you most about women?
And let me just give a look.
Tim, I'm treating like
Comedians have talked about this. It's almost become a joke.
Okay.
And it like your moms have taught you this, your grandmothers have taught you this, that men are supposed to be these. Look, I know we all got spiritual gifts, but they want us to be prophets in our home every second of the day.
That's good. That's good.
Listen,
Talk about it.
if you want, men are very logical. If you want us to know what is wrong with you, tell us what is
Stand up on that.
wrong with you.
And when we ask, you don't say
Now listen.
everything's okay when it really is.
Now listen.
Somebody-
Now
Please
listen.
tell us.
Now, as
Nothing.
husbands, we should be in tune with you. We
Nothing.
get that. We should be
Yeah,
able to
now
tell.
mind readers.
Yeah, we should be able to tell,
Oh,
but
God.
we are not mind readers.
Nothing.
If we, because we want, will we not ask?
Yeah.
Hey, is everything up? What's wrong?
Nothing.
Nothing. If you said nothing, guess what?
Something wrong.
That means nothing.
Nothing.
It's plain English.
Nothing means nothing.
I'm over here cracking.
And then we're not trying to be petty. Now, if you sitting there nothing and you yelling, I'm like, something's wrong with you. But if you're not going to say it, fine.
Okay.
But if you say
Terrence
nothing,
said, "Sit down."
if you say nothing,
Tell me.
I
said,
don't
tell
know.
me.
I don't know what that is. I don't know where that started. Where you think, okay, something's wrong, and I'm not gonna tell him. I want him to figure it out. Listen, this is not a game show. This is not The Price is Right. Just if you have some, your name is not Monty. Monty Hall. If you have a problem, express it. Because men are fixers.
Good.
We're asking because we want to help.
Good.
We want to fix it. If you don't tell, if a plumber came to your house
Listen.
and you said, I have a problem, and he said, okay, what's the problem? It's figure it out.
Go in there.
Go in there and look. He's gonna
That's
say,
the toilet.
So good.
and you know what's wrong with that toilet.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what's wrong with that sink, and you won't tell this plumber. Now this man is about to spend extra hours that he does not have to try and figure out what is wrong with your
Diagnosed for
sink.
2 hours.
All you have to do to tell that man there's the hair, there's some. Just say what the problem is,
Thank you
please.
so
We are
much.
fixers.
Thank you. That is probably
Just
the
say it.
advice of the
Just
night.
say it.
Just
That's it.
say
Then
it.
I'm
Just
done.
say it.
That's
But
it.
don't say nothing. That's a favorite line.
Don't say
Nothing.
Keith, what is your biggest irritant in regards to women? What irritates you most? What boils your blood?
Ain't nothing like a lazy woman. Oh my
Talk
God.
about it.
Jesus.
Lazy, I mean, you ain't got no goals for yourself.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You living in his shadow. You don't know how to do nothing. You don't cook, clean. I'm not saying be superwoman, but have some get up and go about yourself. I've seen before. And then it puts a lot of restraint on the husband, and vice versa. I've seen lazy men. Oh my God, ain't no like a lazy man. Oh, that bothers me. Like, you can't keep a job. I mean, I don't care if I got to go to McDonald's. So vice versa, I hate lazy men and I hate a lazy woman.
Good.
I mean, because
Do something.
if your husband if your husband making money, 2 incomes is better than 1. Or if he got a business, you push his vision, and when he get where he gonna go, then he gonna push your vision. But you can't be lazy. You gotta be, be a team. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
And don't put so much weight on the other, or the man shouldn't put so much weight on the woman. Vice versa. Y'all should be a team. And if the man lazy, that's horrible. And if the woman lazy, that's even horrible. So,
But it goes back to what I was
Thank you
talking
so
about
much.
before. They want people to ride on a white horse in the carriage, and the
Save
cavalry to come in and take care of them. They want everybody to take care of them, except for themselves. So
Thank
yeah, that's
you so
a
much.
good one.
Thank you so
and,
much.
wait, I'm sorry.
So we're gonna go ahead to go to Pastor Jamal because I want to make sure we end at 9:00 on the dot.
I have 2 minutes. My biggest irritation for women, and this goes across the board, single, married, old, young, is those that do not value their outer appearance. Please.
Whoa.
It is so major.
He got a good point.
It is so important. And for you single women, the reality is that I know you have motivation. You know what I'm saying? Your motivation, you're trying to get found. But I know some single women that really do believe that, hey, he need to love me like this. You know, he need to accept this how I'm gonna look, so he need to see me. No, value your outer appearance.
Wow.
And this is not just being able to put a face on, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is also being able to value what you eat, what you're putting in your body. This is also taking time for exercising.
Wow.
That you begin to put effort into taking care of yourself, because it's a strong indicator of what you really do believe about who you are, right? And how you take care of yourself and how you value everything. I'm talking about from clothes to your hair,
confidence.
to, it really does go into your self-esteem and how you carry yourself really does be impacted by the time you invest into your appearance. And I'm not saying, reality is we're not saying that you need to put all of it there, because there's some women that are clearly walking in high heels and they empty in their heart, right? And I'm not talking about that, but what I am saying at this moment, right, is, but the reality is that you do want to be able to put your best foot forward, and it's good for you to be confident in who you are, how you present yourself, and doing it in a godly way. I'm not saying it being distasteful. So for you women out here, these tight clothes, these tight jeans, I know it's hard. I have a wife that every day I see what she's like, babe, it's hard out here. All the clothes they make, especially for black women, it just contours to our bodies. So, but there are ways to go about it to where you can continue to be modest, but still look beautiful.
Yeah.
You hear me? And there's nothing better than seeing a beautiful black woman that knows how to dress, that knows how to take care of herself, that's just well taken care of. And that's
that wig on, right?
And that's a good example, man, of a good man. You know what I'm saying? You are a representation of your husband when you walk outside them doors, right? And so you want to make sure.
She represent me.
I told my wife, hey, when they see you, they see me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it is. The Bible says that your body becomes his and his body becomes yours.
And the clothes.
And so that's my biggest irritation is women that don't take care of themselves. And please do that.
Get your feet done.
Get your hair done. Go out there and do it, man.
Yes.
Please.
Be right.
Set a budget aside. It's important.
They come to bed right.
Yes.
Get you some lingerie.
Another Periscope.
I have had so much fun tonight talking to my brothers in Christ. I hope that you guys all took notes tonight. I hope that you guys feel the same way that I do, that there is a groaning, there's an expectation for me and for us, for women out there to become better, to want more, to be connected to your purpose, to be connected to your destiny, and there's joy being connected to both. But first, we must learn how to look ourselves in the mirror, and we must learn how to begin to evaluate what it is that we see. So I want to thank my brothers tonight for joining me. Thank you so much, Pastor Jamal. Thank you, Pastor Keith. Thank you, Elder Danny. Thank you, Elder Ulysses, so much for joining us. If you guys like what you hear and you feel the way I do, you want to become better, I want you to visit my website at www.mygirlfriends.org. I will be sending out my personal story in regards to my walk with my sister and becoming better to you guys. I have a personal story and also a video teaching on becoming a better sister. If you are looking to thrive in your relationships, if you're looking to thrive in your purpose, the training is how you thrive in your relationships. So again, my website is www.mygirlfriends.org. Thank you for tuning in tonight and have a good night.
Woo!